I'm heading there now, so we'll see you guys when we get there. Coffee shop. We're here to grab some coffee. We're at Brewed Awakening. Come on, let's go. What I do on a normal day, I'm chilling out, or certain things like that. I will try to get to the other side of the lake and see if I can't fish. A whole lot of money. A lot of the things I do are very off leash. There's nobody here. You know, the dogs are having fun. A team of people that do it for me. You know, down the road, that's what I'm hoping. I'll make a few casts, see if we get any nibbles, any bites or anything. All I have is just there are a few boats that have gone by. Thank you guys again for all the love and support. Please subscribe to the channel. Follow me on all the social media. What's up, everybody? One Fun Guy podcast coming at you. Today, guys, we're going to take a little adventure. We're going to go get some coffee. We're going to go to a nature preserve in Morris, Illinois. I'll take you guys around. I'm heading there now, so we'll see you guys when we get there. Coffee shop is going to be determined yet, so I'll let you know what we grab. And then we're going to go to the reserve, maybe do a little fishing. Got the pole in the back. We're going to have a fun day, guys, so we'll see you soon, all right? At the coffee. What's up, guys? So as promised, we're here to grab some coffee. We're at Brewed Awakening. Come on, let's go grab a cup. What's up, guys? So here we are at Brewed Awakenings. I have a vanilla and raspberry with double shot because it's a double shot kind of day. After this, we're going to head to the Goose Prairie Reserve in Morris, Illinois. And guys, as you know, I don't do anything on script, so we're just hanging out today. You're just going to see me in the day of what I do on a normal day. I'm chilling out. I have a sleep study tonight, so I'm just kind of relaxing today, and we're just going to have a fun day. I'll take you to the reserve. We'll check out the lake, see if we could do some fishing. If not, we'll go to the canal afterwards. We're going to have a fun day, so we'll see you at the Prairie Reserve. What's up, guys? So we made it to the Prairie Center. I will flip the camera and show you guys around, see what's here. It is actually really, really cool. There are certain things that I guess you can and can't do. There's a visitor center. We're going to go in there and kind of hang out, see what's in there, see what they say, if there's anything like road guides to the maps or anything like that. It is bright and sunny, and I am filming on my iPhone, so I don't have the camera with me. Things might get a little, I guess you could say, visually impaired for the moment. But we're going to take a walk and see what we can't find here. I will show you guys the reserve. This is pretty much it. If you have pets or any animals, this would be a great spot to go. There's not a whole lot of trees, so if you were to have any type of allergies to pollen or things like that, you'd be okay. If you had any allergies to certain woods or certain things like that, you would be fine with this as well. The workers are working. I don't know if the nature center's open. That's it here. We're gonna go by the lake. We'll walk around a little bit. There's a picnic area, so if you wanted to bring some barbecue stuff, you could easily do that. They have a bunch of grills and stuff set up. I drove past it, but I'll take you guys there when we actually get there. But this is the reserve itself, so there's paths that you could walk on. There's about a dozen paths. The whole area is just flat plains. Trees obviously are in the distance. The guys are working. He's actually mowing a trail that's there. So it's actually a really cool spot if you guys have kids or you have families or you have anybody that, you know, likes to be out in nature. I am obviously in the Chicagoland area today. It's still morning, so it's nice and breezy still. It's supposed to be 87 for the high today, so the humidity will probably go through the roof about noon. So I'm going to try and get as much stuff done as I can filming wise, while we're here at the reserve, I'll take you guys by the lake and then I'll show you the picnic area on the way out. So let's do that. So we'll see you guys at the lake. So here we are, guys. We're at the lake. There is a sign that says no dock fishing or bank fishing. These are obviously boat docks here. So this is the lake as you see it. You can go on the docks. They're launching the boats from here. You go towards the lake, guys. Outside of the lake, there's a little opening right outside the reserve where those two white posts are. That gets you to the canal. That's the Illinois and Michigan Canal. So we'll go out on the dock. We'll take a little walk out here, see what's going on. We'll go out. Obviously, we can't fish on it, so it's kind of, you know, you don't want to bend or break the rules as you're here. There's obviously a bunch of, you know, wildlife here, a ton of birds. There's where the boats come in. As you guys can see, I am actually on the dock. There's a huge spider web here, guys, so I'm not going to walk through it. But I'll stop here. But this is kind of the dock area, as you can see. So if you're trying to launch a boat or you're just kind of chilling out, I think at some point they will allow fishing here. The water is kind of low. There are people that are putting their boats in the water here. So you guys can obviously see that it's a great boat launch. I will try to get to the other side of the lake and see if I can't fish on the other side of the canal while we're there. On the way out, guys, I'll take you to the picnic area so you guys could see that. It's just a really fun spot. If you have a family or you're in and around, you know, the Morris, Illinois area, it's not that far from Chicago. But if you have a boat and you want to go on a private lake into the canal, it's a great way to do it. It's very inexpensive. It doesn't cost anything to be here. It's free for the most part. There's picnic tables set up everywhere. So anybody who has pets or anything like that, obviously it would be very dog friendly. You would obviously have to watch out for the other animals in nature, squirrels, rabbits, raccoons, possums, things like that live in basically a preserve. But for the most part, you should be free. If you let your dog off leash here, there's nobody to bother him or her. So they could run around free. They'd be absolutely fine in this environment. There's literally nobody here, especially maybe on the weekends it might be different. I'm here on a weekday at 10 in the morning. Still a bunch of people, right? But not a lot. You'd be fine all by yourself. So it's just a really cool spot. So let's go to the picnic area next. I'll show you that. And then after the picnic area, we'll try to actually do some fishing on the lake or the canal. So see you guys in a few minutes. So guys, as we take our 2-minute drive over to the picnic area, I just wanted to tell you guys that I'm trying to do a lot more vlog style videos where I take you on my adventures. As I mentioned this morning, it's something that I've kind of considered. Obviously, I have a podcast channel and the majority of my content will be podcast that I love interviewing my guests and finding new people and networking and talking business and sports and music and movies and art and comics and entertainment and all the other stuff that goes along with it. I'm definitely not giving that up, but I do go on enough adventures and enough daily trips where I can take you guys things that I do after work, outside of work, on the weekends. So I just kind of feel that it's more valuable to put out more creative content and kind of just show you guys my adventures as I go on them. I don't do them every weekend, but at least once, or twice a month, I'm going somewhere different or somewhere new, whether it's a record store, a record show, a watch show, anything like that. I've kind of taken you guys into that world of things that I enjoy, but I really do like other things. I love fishing. I love hiking. I love being in nature. I like watching the stars at night. I kind of like just hanging out, just being low key. doing stuff that doesn't cost a whole lot of money. A lot of the things I do are very cost effective. If you were to bring your family to the reserve, all you would need is snacks and food and water. You wouldn't need anything. Everything here is free. You get to enjoy the land. You get to go to the reserve. You get to go to the picnic area. You get to hang out. There's a bunch of shaded area. So as I start to develop these tools and things that I like to do, I would show you guys more into my world. I was also thinking about doing stuff of like product reviews or cool things that I get, because I come across some really neat stuff that I use in my daily life. Like the wallet I have and the key ring I have. They're unique. They're cool to have. They're nothing special and they're not super expensive, but they're just fun things. So I was thinking about also doing product reviews and just taking, you know, daily vlogs of my life and what I got going on and things that are happening. Obviously, you know, I have another YouTube channel where I do reviews on Pew Pews, and I do my watch stuff there, which is called Guns and Watches. I'll link that in the video. So if you haven't subscribed to that channel, please do that. But this, I think, is just kind of a unique introduction into my world and what I have going on the regulars when I'm off or I'm not doing something that includes work or anything else that, you know, is kind of a money-making activity at that point. So we're going to get to the picnic area pretty soon. I'll wrap this up and we'll see you when we get to the benches. Hey guys, so this is the picnic area in the park. We're here now. I will flip it around. There's obviously people walking their dog. Here's the picnic area. I will show you guys around. There's a well and water and fountains. So if you have an animal and you forgot to bring them something, as long as you have a little dish or a little bowl, you're able to fill it up with water. There's a little rinse station. There's obviously bathrooms there. And there on the other side of the park, there's places to go. There's places to sit. If you have kids, they can play around. They can do other things. There's 2 sets of benches and picnic areas. So there's plenty of room to barbecue. There's grills here. All you would need is a bag of coal and some food. You don't really need anything else other than that. Just bring a lighter so you can light the charcoal, and then bring, you know, a packet of hot dogs and some buns. You can spend the whole day here. Obviously in the summer, it's very hot, so you have to be cognizant of bringing enough water and bringing enough juice and fluids and stuff like that to hydrate yourself. But for all intents purposes, you could literally spend an entire day out here, and there's tons of stuff to do besides walking around, going down the paths. If you want to take a nature hike, you could do that. If you have, you know, elderly people in your family and they're not able to really do a whole lot, they can just kind of sit and relax in nature. You know, there's plenty of paved areas. If somebody's in a wheelchair or has a walker, they can definitely get around. Like I said before, guys, you can take your animals and leave them off leash. There's nobody here. You know, the dogs are having fun running around. If you had a pup, you can definitely bring him or her here. They're just kind of in, you know, their own element here. They can run around, do their thing. You could keep them off leash. They're not bothering anybody. So if you have a pet, you know, let them run around free here. There's nobody here. It's me and this other gentleman here. He's about 100 yards from me, and his dog's running around. They're not bothering me, nothing like that. So it's a really kind of a great spot just to kind of come and hang out and do your thing. There's plenty of garbage cans here. So if you have trash, you could throw it away. If you make a mess, just please clean it up. Obviously, that's just being respectful of nature in the park and everything like that. But even on these independent little areas, there's picnic tables and grills over there and over here. So you can see that if you didn't, you know, have the ability to sit at a picnic table and cook, there's grills everywhere. You can bring your own little table, you can bring chairs, you can do everything. So it's just a really kind of a cool spot if you're out and about and you just want to spend the day in nature and just kind of hang out. You know, now it's nice and breezy in the morning. It's very cool, it's very relaxed, there's shade. But there's a lot of fun things to do around here. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to take a couple still shots. You'll get to see the pictures. We'll walk around, and then I'll have a little chat with you guys over on the benches in a couple minutes when I get everything set up, and we'll talk about some stuff that I have coming up in the future. What's up, everybody? So here I am. I'm just sitting at the picnic table, and I just thought I would talk to you guys about a couple of things, right? So, as I said a few minutes ago, I really kind of want to balance out the short form versus long form of my contents. I love podcasting, I love talking to people, I love the creativity side of things, but I also am a person and I enjoy doing other things too. So I'm going to start putting out more content like this, bringing you into my kind of everyday life and what I have going on and things that I enjoy doing on my own when I'm not here on my podcast. There are other things that I'm involved in and facets of my life that I'd like to, kind of have been documented and vlogged and be a part of. I'm very fortunate that I've been able to have, the ability to have this life that I've kind of created for myself and to kind of do the things that I've wanted to do and be able to, kind of take you guys on these little adventures with me. I know it's not for everybody, and there's people that say I would love to do that, but I'm not really kind of comfortable in front of the camera, or I don't want to take pictures, I don't want to show anybody anything, and that's fine. But as I am trying to transition myself, moving into the future with my channel, I really want to be to the point, guys, where I monetize it for myself down the road. I have about a 5 to 7 year window that I'm working with. But, after, my time comes when I have the freedom and flexibility of time, I really want my channel to be strong. I have 724 subscribers now, which is actually incredible. I never thought I would do that. I said my goal last year was to hit 1,000 before this year ends. So I'm only, 316 away. It's not that it's or 300 and something away. My math is bad, so don't add it up for me. Tell me what I am away. But the idea is that once I try to get to monetize my channel and put out more content and get more views and get more, the reality is I created a business for myself. So I LLC'd my podcast. And there's two reasons why I did that. The first reason I did that was because obviously I am able to monetize it at some point and it would be an income coming in. And then the second reason I did it is because for tax purposes, right? I'm able to write off some of these adventures and some of the equipment that I'm able to buy with it. So the tripod that I'm using right now to film this video, places that I go. Today's coffee is going to be a tax write-off for me because I'm blogging and I'm showing it. But the greatest thing about content creation is the fact that you're doing it. So it's stamped and dated times, right? When I post this video, people are going to see that, oh yeah, you did this on, a Tuesday morning. So it's really kind of interesting that you have to look at things from a economical standpoint as well as a cost-effective standpoint and a dollars and cents standpoint. You have to leverage that. I had Austin on my podcast, and we talked about business. He's starting his own, the Stidham Dynamics, and what it takes to actually start a business, create something out of nothing, have your uniqueness, have your own niche, have your own likeness, your own likability. I watch a ton of YouTube content creators, right? And they're awesome, but they've gotten to the point where they have 25, 30 or more thousand subscribers. They have all the high-end equipment. I film on my iPhone and I film on my old Samsung Galaxy. It's an 18, but it has one of the best cameras on it. I have to be on Wi-Fi to be able to transfer the footage that I record on that, but at least it gives me the ability to have two forms of, filming going at once. So, for example, like when I was filming The Reserve, I had to turn the front-facing camera around because the only way that I'm able to do anything is to snap a picture on the phone. I can't turn the camera around while you're video recording. Now, there might be a hack or some other camera out there that allows you to do that. I have to figure that out. If anybody knows an app that does that, please send it my way. But I'm just using basically the archaic means of recording. Myself a camera or two cameras, which are both on phones. Great cameras, but I'm limited to my capabilities. Now, I said earlier, I left my other camera at home. Well, the other camera is my Samsung Galaxy that I take with me. That camera is one of the better cameras that was ever put on a cell phone, in my opinion. It's crystal clear. Obviously the iPhones now are much better, but back in the day, that was the top of the line camera, and it did more than any other cameras would be able to do. Like I said, I think I'm going to try to do more short form videos in terms of shorts with clips and things like that. But I have to do more long form content creation. And I understand that. And I realize that people want to see you doing other things or doing things that are like minded to them. I don't have a camper yet. I don't really do any camping unless it's something simple overnight. I'm by far a glamper, right? Give me a night, maybe I have to take a shower at some point. I have to clean myself up at some point. So I could spend the night somewhere, but that next night is definitely not going to be out there unless I had a van that was capable of doing all that or some kind of RV or something like that, which obviously I don't have. So spending a night somewhere would just be me sleeping in my truck. I mean, there's no secret to it. I don't have the means to do anything else. Now, I haven't spent the night anywhere. I haven't done anything yet. There's been no reason for me to do that, but it would be something that I would consider in the future. Now, I realize that the fall is coming up. I want to do a bunch of stuff in the fall. I want to take a few road trips. I want to go to the markets. I want to go to the pumpkin patches. I want to do the orchard, go apple picking, do all this stuff. So when that time comes around, that's going to be awesome because I will be able to take you guys with me to do all of the fun fall stuff. I don't hunt really. I kind of don't have the need to do that. I don't need to hurt an animal by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not saying it's not for everybody. I watch Duck Dynasty. I watch a bunch of hunting channels. I appreciate the sport and the people that do it. Personally, it's not for me. So I am not knocking hunting. I love firearms, but I just don't really need to find the need to kill an animal in any sense of the imagination. I go to the butcher's like anybody else and buy my meat. I don't need to have a hunt to do it. Again, not knocking the people that do. I have family members that hunt. Awesome. They have a great time doing it. It's a fun hobby and it's a sport hobby. But I fish, so I can't be too counterintuitive with that and be a hypocrite and say, well, I won't harm any animal. I mean, I don't eat the fish that I catch. I just release them back into the water. But at some point, I don't know if it's painful or not. People say fish don't feel any pain. I'm not a fish. I don't know. I can't imagine that if you put a hook through me, I'd feel it, right? So I'm not trying to be hypocritical in that matter, but those are things that I enjoy. I'm not a hunter. But with that being said, guys, I just kind of wanted to give you a glimpse into what I think I'm going to try to do into the future, what I want to do in the future, what I have coming up, and things that I have going on. I obviously want to set myself up for down the road. Like I said, I have that 5 to 7 year window where I have to build my channel now. So when I retire and I'm able to do those things, when I move out of Illinois, when I get the camper van, when I get the better truck, when I get the bigger stuff, when I get the better stuff, I'll already be set up. Hopefully I have a real income coming in at that point from YouTube where it's able to basically self-suffice my podcast, my channel, my vlogging and everything else. I will put every dime I make back into this, right? Getting better equipment, getting better stands, getting better cameras. I would love to have like a Canon, Rebel or something like that has, Zoom that I could take videos on it and do that kind of stuff. I use the basic AI editing software. I used to do all the editing myself. Now I use AI. There's no secret. It just saves me time. Time is of an essence, right, as they say. So I would rather put it in AI, let it do its thing in 13 or 14 minutes than having me do it for over an hour to try to do that. So if anyone is in that ability, right, to help me out and know somebody that might have a good editing software platform or a better AI tool that does it, please let me know. I wish I was able to have a team of people that do it for me. Down the road, that's what I'm hoping. If I could make $10,000 a month or more on YouTube, I would have a dedicated team of employees that do stuff for me. That could film me. I do everything myself. I'm a one-man team. I have had help in the past. I had friends that gave me advice, that give me how to do things, and I've gone out with a couple people and filmed and made content with somebody else's help. But it's not a normal occasion for me. It's me on a tripod, and it's simple. They're not expensive. This tripod here, the one that I have with me, is a pocket one. It was $12 on Amazon. I have one that I bought from Five Below. As a backup in case I leave this one somewhere. I just keep it in my car. At least I'm able to do something if I'm stuck somewhere. The $40 one that I filmed with Kelly is awesome. I'll link that up in Amazon. I'll put the description in it. It's the best purchase I've ever made for $40. It's got a remote control. It's able to record. I can just hit the button. I can start and stop. It's fantastic. So those are the things. But every little thing that I get monetarily, I pump back into the business, right? So the LLC that I created for the One Fun Guy podcast, which is another thing I'm going to let you in on a little, behind the scenes secret, is that I think what I'm going to start doing, guys, is change the name to One Fun Guy and put the podcast in parentheses, because outside of the podcast, I want to show you guys what I do for fun in my normal life. So it's just going to be the One Fun Guy. And then when I'm doing the podcast, it'll be One Fun Guy Podcast. I'm not going to change the business LLC of it because the podcast is still my bread and butter. But when I'm hanging out, I'm just One Fun Guy hanging out. When I do the podcast, it's One Fun Guy Podcast. So as I start to grow and explore and find my own niche and find my own pace and do my own things, this is what I'm going to do. It's going to be an exploratory form of how I do this. But I'm learning, right? I'm doing it. I'm making the content. I'm creating it. I have a couple videos posted up now. Like I said, I have the AI stuff that I was able to do the shorts with Austin with and do all that stuff. Before, I would have had to have done that all by myself. It would have taken me 45 minutes or an hour to do one little clip to make, a 1 minute clip out of a almost hour podcast. Now AI does it for me in about 45 seconds. I just put it in and it comes out. So it's a cheat code, a hack, whatever you want to call it, but it works and it saves time and it's great. It does everything I would do. It takes the film, it edits it, it turns it into language, it makes it real. It really kind of does everything that it's supposed to do. It's a great tool and I love using it, and it saves me a bunch of time, which allows me to focus more time into, finding more guests for my podcast, doing stuff like this, hanging out in nature, just kind of chatting with you guys and doing my thing. So as this video posts, I would really appreciate it, guys, if you went to the comments and told me if there was something you'd want to see me specifically do or not do, or if I'm saying something that I shouldn't say, or if I'm, too monotone, or if I'm going on about something. Tell me all these things. Critique me. Let me know, because I want to make this the best product I can for you. Now, there's a podcaster I have in mind that I kind of emulate. It's Sean Ryan. You guys kind of know that. I just like the way his form is. I like the way he approaches his podcast. But there's also other YouTubers, influencers that I like that vlog. Jayhawk is one of them. Alex Nicole is another one. Talon Sai, Adam Swords. All these guys create great content, but they've established themselves. They've done the work that it takes to put in. They started from nothing, just like I am. This is going to be my first real vlog. I've done some wrestling stuff, right? I've gone to some concerts and I've vlogged from there. I've done some other things, but this is like the real one where you guys see me out in my element of just kind of having fun on a day off or on a day where I don't have anything going on. This is what I do. I grab my fishing pole, I grab a chair, I get a coffee, I make a water, and I go to a lake or I find a river and I just fish for a little bit. I'm not there all day, but maybe an hour or two, clear my head, listen to a little bit of music. But now I'll just film it for you guys, right? So you can see what I do, how I hang out, what my products are. I have a Walmart chair that I bought on sale for $20. Best chair I ever bought. It's got a little table. It holds up to, I think, 600 pounds. You can put some stuff in it. It's super comfortable. It doesn't rock or anything. It's just there. But it's really kind of cool because it has those two big metal pieces on the bottom that stick out. You got to watch when you're carrying it, but when you put it down, it stabilizes it. So you don't have to worry about flipping over or tilting if you go to reach something. It's a great chair. I don't even know if they make them anymore. Fishing pole. I have a really good fishing pole that I carry with me the majority of the time. It's an 8-foot rod, but it's hard to fit in the truck. It's hard to fit in the back seat. So I went and bought a little Ozark Trail fishing pole at Walmart for like $12. It's a 6-foot one. So that 2 feet saves room in the back of my truck. So anywhere I go now, I have ability to throw a line in the water. It's only a 20-pound test. So obviously I'm not going to be catching huge fish on it like I do my normal rod. I think I have a 60-pound line on that, right? I mean, a 60-pound fish is pretty big, guys, right? You take your average bass, it's probably 3 to 4 pounds. So a 20-pound test is going to be great for that, right? If you happen to catch one of those river monsters, well, it's going to snap the line, right? It's probably not going to be reeled in. A 60-pound line would be able to do that, right? Your average probably monster river fish is probably 18 pounds, maybe 16 pounds. That's a pretty big fish, guys. When you do, if you're a fisherman, most of the fish that you catch are probably under 4 pounds, probably a pound, maybe 2 at the most, right? So catching a 4 to 6 pound fish is pretty big, right? That's a good thing. If you catch anything over 10 pounds, that's a pretty hefty fish, right? That's probably bigger than an average football, right? With all the meat and bones in it. So you think about, a football or something equivalent to that size, that's probably going to be more than your 10-pound fish. You don't get many of those. At least I don't, right? I'm not that good of a fisherman. And shout out to my buddy Mike who does Mike's Crappy Fishing. I'll tag him in here. Check out his channel, guys, because he fishes all the time. And we, when we were on our podcast, it's just an outlet. He talked about it, right? It gives him something to do, right? We're not great at it. I'm not a professional fisherman by any stretch of the imagination, right? All of my fishing equipment all together between the poles, the lines, the tackle box, the baits, and everything I got was probably around $50, right? These guys that are professional fishermen have lures that are more than $50, right? They have bait that's more than $50. I don't have that. I don't have those kind of means. I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination. I'm well off. I'm happy that I can say that. But if you look at wealth, right, I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination. But I like to have fun, and that doesn't cost anything, right? And so you make do with what you have. You live within the means that you have. So the equipment I have allows me to film. It allows me to fish. It allows me to come out in nature and do these kind of things. It allows me to have fun. It allows me to get to places. It allows me to go to concerts and wrestling and events and stuff like that. But as I start to move forward, the whole goal of this is my business, to grow my business. I LLC'd the podcast and the One Fun Guy name. I trademarked it, so it's me. So obviously my kind of goal in life is to make this be able to be a completely self-sufficient and self-monetizing down the road, where I could say, well, I am a content creator and that's my job now, is to put out content. By that time, hopefully I have a team or at least a couple people that are helping me out, helping me film, do all that kind of stuff. But in the meantime, guys, it's just me. So again, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for being a part of the One Fun Guy family, the One Fun Guy podcast family, the Guns and Watches family. It truly means a lot to me that you guys support me. The 724 people that do, thank you from the very, very bottom of my heart. I cannot thank you enough. For those that haven't seen me yet or haven't come across me yet, if you see me on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. I'm the One Fun Guy podcast. It's LLC. You'll see it. You'll see my face. You'll see me. You'll see all my videos. And I'm just, from here on out, guys, trying to just put out the best product that I can. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all. Now, there are some things that I have coming up in the future. I'll talk about that on a later date. There are some ideas that I have in my head. I will give you guys those again down the road. But for now, let's just have fun. Let's enjoy the day. And I will see you guys in a couple minutes at the lake. Well, here we are, guys. We made it to the shore. This is the chair I was talking about. Here is the Illinois River. It connects to the lake on the other side. It's pretty big. Have the fishing pole here, so we're gonna see what we catch. I'll set the camera up a little bit. I'll make a few casts, see if we get any nibbles, any bites or anything. All I have is just a fake worm on here. I didn't really bring anything too fancy today. We're gonna see if we can get anything and just fun, hang out. Got a little bobber on there. If you guys can see that, we'll have do. So let me get this all set up. I'll get the camera going and then we'll throw the line in the water. See you in about a minute. So here we are, guys. I got you set up. I am actually going to be in front of the camera here in just about a couple seconds. I'll get you lined up. We'll throw one in the water and see what we get. If we get any bites or any nibbles. I'm just short fishing, guys, so nothing too crazy, just kind of out and about here. Have a seat in the chair, hang out with you guys, go from there. Hopefully I don't knock the camera over or make it wobble on me. or do anything. If I do, I apologize. You guys are seeing what I'm seeing. I'm here. Once I put the line in the water, I'll grab the camera and I'll chat with you guys, and I'll face you and kind of tell you what I got going on for the day, what I have going on for tonight with my sleep study. I have some issues with my intestines and my GI tract, so they're gonna see how my sleep monitors my acid reflux and my indigestion and my heartburn and all the other stuff I'm experiencing throughout the night, which it comes and goes, but it's been coming a lot more. So I'm just trying to get that under control. So let me grab the camera, and I guess I'll flip myself around, have the pole in the water here. I don't know how to flip the camera around without stopping the video and turning it around. So maybe I'll just talk to you guys like this here, and see what is happening. Hopefully you guys can see me. Okay, I can't see myself now. I'm facing the back of the camera, but I don't want to end the video. But basically, I have some health issues that I'm going to address tonight and kind of take care of that. So I just thought in the meantime, while I was here, I would just come and hang out at the river, kind of chill out for today. I will be spending the night at the hospital. I'll be out sometime in the morning after they're done with everything, and then I have a follow-up video to that on Friday. I don't know if you guys want to see me talk or if you want to watch the water, but let's watch the water for a little bit. It's peaceful. The river's really nice. I'm just kind of keeping my eye, obviously, on my bobber because it's going downstream. I don't want to get caught in anything. The water here is actually really nice. They actually have some beaches here, so if you wanted to swim, you actually can. If you want to jump off your boat and go into the water, you can definitely do that. It's quite an active river. It's pretty deep, but as you guys can see, I am very, very, very close to the shore. So here's my foot, here's the water. I'm about 1.5 feet away from the water. There's seashells everywhere, so it's obviously well maintained. You could walk into the water. I'm not sure how deep it is. It's probably about maybe 2 or 3 feet deep if you went in knee high right off the rocks. I don't know what's in it. It actually looks pretty clean. There doesn't seem to be any down logs or anything. The river's flowing. There doesn't really seem to be anything too of concern in it. I don't know what I'm actually going to catch, if anything, here today. It's more or less just the fun of it, just kind of being here and relaxing and talking to you guys and doing that kind of stuff, as opposed to actually sport fishing and catching anything. I don't really think I'm going to catch anything at all, to be quite honest with you. But just to be out here and to hang out and to do that is kind of cool. There's people walking the trails. There are a few boats that have gone by. There's quite a few areas where you can put your boat in the water. You can take the canal all the way down. It pretty much goes as far as you go. Here's a jet skier. We'll see if we can get that person on. So that's kind of cool. They're coming in the picture. That seems like a lot of fun. I'm jealous of that guy, that's for sure. So yeah, if you have watercraft, boats, pontoons, jet skis, anything, the canal is a great place to do it. You can go on the boat, you can race, you can practice, you can do whatever you want. There's kind of buoys coming back around, and just a lot of fun. It's nice to be outdoors, be in nature, trying to do a little bit of stuff here. Like I said, I'm more or less just kind of casting and reeling it in. The bobber's floating out there. I don't know, like I said, if I'm going to catch anything, but that's kind of really not the point of this, to be honest with you. It's just kind of hanging out, doing the things. It gives me something to do. Whether I had a fishing pole or not, I could have brought the chair and just hung out here and watched the water and see what I've seen. There's a lot of cool rocks and seashells, so if you guys again have kids and you're in the area, you can come here and collect all the seashells on the shore. Obviously it's not the beach or the water. There's a little bit of waves coming in, right? He's made quite the splash here, so you can hear the water coming in, you can see it, right? So a little bit of fun, little bit of neat stuff. If you wanted to swim in it, you could. I would strongly recommend a shower or something afterwards. The water is pretty clean. The bottom is, you never know what flows in the river, so it's, always swim and go in at your own risk. I would definitely wear some kind of fishing shoes, sporting shoes, water shoes, sea shoes, whatever you got, for sure. I wouldn't just walk in barefoot. But again, there are a bunch of seashells here. I don't know, I'll try to zoom in the camera here. You can kind of see some of the stuff in the rocks here. There's a little one there. another one here, a couple by the water there. So it's just fun if you want to, you know, collect some seashells and kind of see what's going on. You walk around the river. There's a ton of restaurants and stuff to do. There's, you know, things to see. You know, it's kind of fun. So just a nice day on the water. If anybody's fished this before, tell me if you've caught anything in here, what you pull out of it, if there's any. I mean, I'm sure there's some bass and probably, you know, some bluegill and obviously some catfish in the river. That's kind of the big one. But if anybody's caught anything cool, let me know. I'd love to hear. If you guys ever want to come fishing with me and do that, like I said, I'm more or less for the leisure of it and not the sport of it. I'm not a very good fisherman by any stretch of the imagination. I have caught fish. I have had some success, but for the most part, it's more or less just being on the water, letting your thoughts just kind of flow, being one with nature, having a good time, letting, you know, your head clear and stuff like that. So I am still here, guys. This is the river. I'll leave the water and the line for a little bit, and then I'll end the video with a little quick follow-up. So I'm just gonna hang out here and just kind of have fun with me just being here and relaxing and doing that. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes for the wrap-up. All right, guys, well, we're back in the truck. That's a wrap for today's video. Thank you for hanging out with me while I took my little adventure to the park and the prairie and the lake. Thank you guys again for all the love and support. Please subscribe to the channel. Follow me on all the social medias under One Fun Guy Podcast, Guns and Watches. I really appreciate all the love and support. I hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you on the next one. Enjoy your day. And remember, guys, just bring a little bit more joy and happiness to the world. See you guys on the next one.